conspiracies and secret evil societies, and now Ollie had been dragged in too, everyone banding together to try to find the identity of the master of Leviathan, a strange and menacing group whose only goal was to destroy the Maravish royal family. Sitting at the kitchen table, Ollie drifted into a daze, shoveling pancakes into his mouth like an unthinking machine. He didn't even taste the maple syrup. He swallowed down a mouthful and it stuck in his throat, choking him. He rubbed his chest frantically. "Chew your food, Ollie," his mother scolded, placing a reusable water bottle in his backpack. He nodded absent-mindedly, thoughts turning back to the summer and the terrible secrets that had been revealed. He and a group of Rosewood students had sneaked into Rosewood Hall. They had ventured beyond the walls into the sleeping school to steal an ancient diary that had belonged to the founder. Reading it, Ollie had discovered that the school's founder was Lottie's ancestor, a long-lost Ottoman princess, Liliana Mayfort. Of course, being related to lost royalty would never be enough for Lottie. There was more. The second layer of secrets they had discovered was a set of twin swords, one buried at Rosewood and one at its sister school in Japan, Takashin. The swords had their own secret, that an age-old and powerful bond between the two school founders stretched back to when Liliana had hidden away in Japan after escaping from the palace in the 17th century. After that, she'd ventured to England and founded the school there. But the icing on the secret cake was the most terrifying news Ollie had ever received. With the help of some students at Takashin, he and his friends had discovered that Leviathan, the mysterious group who'd targeted his best friend ever since she'd started her new life, was led by Claude Wolfson, Ellie's uncle. Wolfson had abandoned the throne, then he'd been exiled from Maradova and his younger brother Alexander forced to take on the role of king. None of them knew Claude's ultimate plan, but Ollie knew one thing with absolute certainty. Lottie was at the very heart of the intrigue, and there was nothing he could do to save her. Not yet. He shook himself from his thoughts. "I'll head off before it starts raining." He kissed his mother on the cheek, grabbing his backpack and one last pancake before heading out of the front door. A familiar red van pulled up. "Good morning, Ollie. Glad I caught you," said a voice. Ollie smiled at the postman. "Good morning, Mr. Harris." "I've picked up a postcard for the Pumpkin household," the postman said, his sunburnt cheeks turning round and friendly. "No one's been there for a while, so I thought I'd bring it over to you. You were always good friends with that Lottie girl." A menacing rumble of thunder disrupted the air. It rolled over Ollie like a premonition of trouble arriving. Something Ollie had come to realise over the past year was that trouble always sought Lottie out, just like the thunderstorm. A myriad of awful possibilities exploded in his head. News reporters who'd figured out her Portman secret, a threat from Leviathan, news that her stepmother was coming home. The letter could be about any one of these. Mr. Harris pulled out a postcard with a picture of a white sand beach. Lemon-yellow lettering read, Havana. Ollie could practically smell the rum and cheap aftershave wafting off it. There was only one person who'd send a postcard like this. It conjured an image that was far, far worse than any of the possibilities he'd already thought of. He took the card, trying to be as calm as possible. "Thank you. I'll be sure to pass it on to her." "Say hello to your mother for me, Ollie," replied Mr. Harris as he headed back to his van. The world swirled. Ollie knew he shouldn't turn over the postcard, that he shouldn't read it. Whatever was on the other side could only be bad news. But Lottie had to know what was coming, surely. With a gulp, Ollie flipped it over. The writing was smudged, probably done in a hurry, but the words were clear, as was all the trouble they would bring. To my little Princess Charlotte. It's been far too long, and Beadie tells me you're working your way into high society. She has also brought it to my attention that you have not been living in the old house, so I hope you will understand that it's become necessary to sell it. Much